Have you ever felt insecure, afraid, or even unable to cope with your own emotions? What if I told you that instead of running away from these feelings, you should face them head-on? We all have what we might call shadows. These are the parts of ourselves that we prefer not to see. The fears and insecurities we keep hidden. The parts we don't show to the world. But what if I told you that true strength lies not in running from your shadows, but in embracing them? I know, facing our shadows seems daunting. It's not easy to look at our own flaws and limitations. Most of us grow up trying to hide the parts of ourselves that we consider ugly, weak, or wrong. But what would happen if, instead of running away from them, you looked at your shadows with courage and curiosity? What would you discover? And more importantly, how might that transform you in ways you never imagined? True strength is not found in perfection, but in accepting who we are, with all our flaws, fears, and imperfections. Shadows are not something to be feared, but rather a natural part of our journey. They don't represent evil or failure. They represent the parts of ourselves that we don't yet fully understand, but which, by accepting them, can make us more whole and stronger. Secret lies in how we react to them. Let's start with a simple example. Imagine you're afraid of failing at something important, whether it's in your career, a relationship, or a personal dream. This fear becomes a shadow, something you don't want to face. You avoid this feeling, perhaps ignoring your feelings, procrastinating, or even lying to yourself about the importance of what you're avoiding. But what happens when you finally stop to look this fear in the face? When you confront the fear of failure, you begin to understand where it comes from. You start to wonder why you feel this fear. And instead of avoiding it, you transform it into an opportunity for growth. You realize that fear is not an obstacle, but a guide, showing you where you still need to grow. Fear becomes a shadow that pushes you out of your comfort zone, challenging you to be better, stronger, braver. And this doesn't just apply to the fear of failure. Almost all of our shadows are linked to emotions and experiences that we avoid or do you want to face. Repressed anger, insecurity, shame, guilt. All these emotions play an important role in our journey of self-discovery. They show us where we are stuck, but we still have work to do, where we can grow and transform. Now, I know what you're rethinking, but what if I do unlike what I find in my shadows? What if the parts of myself that I'm afraid to face make me a worse person? The good news is that by facing your shadows, you're not just exposing the bad things in you, you're also revealing your capacity to transform, to improve yourself. And that's what empowers your journey. You're no longer at the mercy of your shadows. You're in control. You decide how to react to them. True strength comes when you are no longer afraid of the parts of yourself that you consider imperfect. When you understand that by accepting your shadows, you become more whole. You become more human. The shadow is not something that needs to be eradicated. It is a part of you that, when integrated, makes you stronger, more authentic, and more resilient. And instead of fighting against it, you learn to use it to your advantage. Think for a moment. Who would you be if you truly accepted all parts of yourself? If you were no longer afraid of being vulnerable, of failing, or of showing your weaknesses to the world? True freedom comes when you free yourself from the masks you wear to hide who you really are. And that's what gives us power. The ability to be authentic, to be whole, to be true to who we are in all our forms. Now, what happens when you begin to integrate your shadows? When you stop running from them and start using them as a source of power? The most incredible thing is that, by integrating your shadows, you begin to discover new strengths within yourself. You find courage where there was once fear, patience where there was once frustration, love where there was once hate. You begin to realize that your flaws are not flaws, but learning opportunities. And here's the most important point. True strength isn't about being perfect. It's not about being immune to challenges or having all the answers. True strength lies in facing your limitations head-on. It's about looking at what you consider weak and deciding to use it to become stronger. Because, ultimately, we all have our shadows. What differentiates us is how we choose to react to them. Either you avoid them and live a fragmented life, or you embrace them and become the strongest and most authentic person you can be. The next time you feel fear or insecurity, ask yourself, what is this shadow trying to teach me? What is it trying to show me about who I really am? By doing this, you'll begin to realize that, in fact, your shadow is not an obstacle. It is the key to unlocking a new level of strength and power. Now, I want to know from you, what parts of yourself have you been avoiding? What have you been doing to face your shadows head on? Comment below and share your experience. If this content resonated with you, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on how to integrate your true strength and become more authentic.